That first game was insane, and once again, this is not to take anything away from skill ratio, but just looking at that double hunter and how they do it, and how Gankrixer just kind of plays all. I mean, I don't know, man. I think Waka is so solid.
I agree with you. I think Waka are solid, but and some like the inner child in me wants Waka to win, but not just biasly, I'm going to say SR to balance things out. I'm not going to be like that kind of guy, but I'm putting my money on SR, and I don't know. Yeah, it would, SR. Okay.
What about our broadcaster here? What are you thinking? What are you going to put your money on there? Yeah, and to tilt the scales even more, I'm going to have to say I also put the faith in skill ratio. These guys are the favorite for the tournament. They are the ones who, have shown up time and time again. They never really fall off. Sure, they have a little hiccup here and there, but, we saw it last game. They've got the experience. They've got the leadership. They've got everything. This is their second Twink Cup. These guys have played together forever. When their backs are on the line, I think they will be able to show up. Big Moran, already out of stealth, is getting hit. Pops his evasion, is taking a lot of damage, will be forced back, and that means that the FC of Waka Flocka Pumpixto most likely is going to come out of stealth. Yep, there he is, going across ramp, going to head into the flag room very soon. And you take a look at Grizzle, he's only just hitting up to the tunnel right now. He should be okay. Big Moran, not even back in stealth yet. He's just sitting in mid. I'm not sure I agree with this.
Yeah, I don't like this. Like, I don't mind Big Moran being in stealth in middle. Or like trying to play mid road, like sure, that's fine. Like his team is being somewhat towards the rear road, not really, but like they're at least being contested. But like Grizzle not being in middle with where his rogue should be, like there's no way he's killing Pump alone, or there's no way he should be able to kill Pump alone. So I think if Grizzle being there.
Grizzle!
However,
Grizzle, the god. The displacer comes out. Pumpixto trying to get OS. Pumpixto 100% going to go down here unless something ridiculous happens. Grizzle, such a god. First aid on the ground, it bugged out a little bit, looked like he was moving. Good job to jump down actually to make sure the pet wouldn't hit him right away, but Grizzle's still on him. Warstomp comes out, Pumpixto trying to fight him now, but he has no more cooldowns left. He's definitely going to go down. There's no way. Grizzle, the god. We were just talking about like what you should do if you have somebody like Grizzle on your team, such an amazing hunter. You want to be there and back him up, but Grizzle putting skill ratio on his back, 1v1ing that FC. Dark Chewy, on the other hand, going to get taken down by the Rogue Hunter. It looks like they do have their Shaman there, so he will be topped off, but my god, that was close as well. Pizza there also to back him up. Holy cow.
And one thing I want to highlight here is that game, that this play could have gone completely the opposite direction had Dark Chewy not displacered when he did. I'm not sure if the camera caught this, but he was actually on top of Gankrixer in the enemy tunnel, and he almost got sapped out, and I think they both saw each other in stealth, and Dark Chewy chose to kind of just break for it, displacer all the way to the enemy's roof and just kind of wait and then pick up the flag and meet his team, while Pump was able to, wasn't actually able to make it out safe. So that game could have gone way, way differently.
Big Moran and Grizzle are able to cut Pumpixto out of stealth as well, completely shutting down any opportunity for a fast cap as well. So, you know what? I'm going to go so far as to say that this could be a 2-0 or a 3-0 from skill ratio here. These guys are feeling it. If Grizzle keeps making plays like that, holy crap, Big Moran's going to go down here, doesn't have anything to keep himself up. So here we go. Pumpixto moving up towards that ramp. Doesn't have any help just yet, but if we take a look at who's on D, obviously they did clear out those two defense players, so he should be totally fine. Might come down tunnel, get some boosts, maybe find some sort of cap. Or on the flip side, look at Dark Chewy. He's only just making his way close towards mid now. Got Mice and Gankrixer dealing with Sergeant Pizza. Very interesting play by Sergeant Pizza, actually dragging those two guys over completely. And everybody wants to kill Pizza. He's the leader. And Dark Chewy actually coming out of stealth as well to keep him topped up where he can 1v2 these guys. Having them both at the stealth is so crucial. Bakemaster joins, making it a 3v2 though. Dark Pizza getting hit by a huge aim shot. Will go down, and Dark Chewy does find a stealth, but will he be able to get away from Bakemaster? Bakemaster, are your Spidey senses tingling? Will he be able to find him? Dark Chewy pushing him so close. I'm not sure exactly why he's that close. And on the flip side, guys, Pumpixto actually went down. I'm sorry that I missed that. But I'm not exactly sure how that happened, considering Agent Grizzle and Big Marin were down. Must have been a huge misplay from Waka.
Yeah, but Dark Chewie going to take full advantage of the fact that the enemy flag carrier was taken down, fairly quickly by his team. Understanding that the Rogue is currently dead, but at the moment back up again. Looks like he actually got a body res. So, judging by the fact that he resed at 50%. So, but Dark Chewie getting open by Bakemaster. So the aim shot coming into him, Mice not being able to catch up, but he's going to get first aided by Grizzle. So great play by that, kind of helping the healer out in terms of getting him out. But he's going to meet Sergeant Pizza as well as a Shaman, so he's going to be totally fine here with a 2-man escort, or a 3-man escort, I should say. The 2 hunters just kind of left completely in the dust, not being able to catch up whatsoever, and they're going to have to join the mid-fight to kind of stalemate this until they get into a better position. But Grundle trying to contest solo by himself, I don't really know how much I agree with this. He's going to try to make his way back to his team, but he's so close to going down. I think that was just unnecessary pressure on his own team by doing that. I think he could have just probably waited. But that, I'm not sure if I totally agree with that play.
Okay, so we do have Pumpisto picking the flag, so it's going to mean that I'm going to have to take a second before I touch on this. He's got Gankrixer with him as well, but Blueprint, if there's no action here, what do you think about the fact that Waka Flocka is not able to contain Grizzle and Pizza and all of these guys who are breaking off to basically destroy the defense of Waka Flocka? It's pretty much useless now. Skill ratio seems to have been able to just pass it. Gonna probably take a break here unless Pumpisto does get away safely. Oh, the fear coming out isn't there in time. Great goblin
Pizza
shot.
here, the first fight goes in, and he dies. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Okay, so, yeah, real quick, could you help me answer that question? Because it seems like in between this game and the first game, it's almost like Waka Flocka's on tilt. And they're sending 2 hunters back, but with 3 people committing to break them, even the Shaman getting by sometimes, it's like they aren't giving their hunters the support. Maybe they just haven't run into this type of synergy and coordination and understanding from skill ratio before. This is massive difference between the first couple of games. Skill ratio dominating with their adaptation.
Right, so this is straight up not the same team we saw in the first game, in my opinion. I feel like Waka, they want this win so bad, they've prepared. So I'm going to give them that. They're prepared. They're ready with their attacks that they're going to throw against SR. But like I mentioned, so SR are going to be better doing things on the fly, and this is where I feel like Waka lack experience in pressure situations, and just straight up comfort playing in these games, when anything can happen. And I feel like this is where SR really takes their advantage. They're smart players. They're all veterans of doing this shit. So sorry. So that's what I feel like is going on. I feel like they're sort of they're panicking here, and they're not really sure what they should do, and they're not prepared for all these situations that SR are throwing at them. So I really feel like the lose to the period team is, and that's SR. But
I love seeing Pizza going with Dark Chewie. It's just so nice. It's such an easy way to break the D, having 2 big tanky guys like that. And Pizza, who also does so much damage, it's like a rogue, but a rogue with movement as well. If they are fine with being okay at losing mid for part of the game, in which they're not even really getting destroyed anymore. Look at this. Pizza doesn't want anything to do with Dark Chewie anymore. He's literally just running the flag by himself. He's like, yo, let me take... I'm outie, bro.
I'm sorry, I just find that funny. Yeah, it doesn't look like Pizza is trusting his flag with Chewie, and he's probably telling him to go offensively, where Dark Chewie's actually going middle. He looks to see if he can accomplish something else. But maybe they're going to pull the good old turtle ratio here, which I understand. It's not be 6 minutes on the clock, but they're up 2 caps, so it's not like they're trailing with a serious game. So I understand this. Yeah.
So, once again, this is the exact same situation we thought before. FNO, what do you think is going to happen if Waka Flocka, they're even more desperate now than they were last game?
Man, I think as this game evolves into more of this, this typical gauntlet run that we keep seeing time and time again, 6 minutes is long enough for any gauntlet to be broken. So despite the fact that skill ratio is definitely a strong team, and despite the fact that they know how to run this strategy well, them trying to run the gauntlet could really, I think, even work against them. With 6 minutes left, right? They don't have their BM up right now, so it's really not that difficult for the enemy team to make their way up, which they are actually doing right now as we speak. So people are pushing them off the roof. I'm watching Grizzle kind of make his way to the enemy graveyard. So Dark Chewy setting himself up over there. So it looks like the gauntlet kind of already slightly broken, and I think we're going to see these teams engage in that classic 10v10 battle right above the top of graveyard, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen here. So unless Waka can do something to Dark Chewy within the next 5 minutes as he continues to kite, I don't think this is going to go in their favor whatsoever.
Yep. So good adaptation by SR. Once again, just like they did yesterday or last game, they pretty much were like, yep, all right, you're playing our game now, we got you at a mid. What can you guys do to keep up with us? And Dark Chewy does have the flag again, which means Pizza is going to be able to maybe do some stealth stuff. And if they choose to, they can put some pressure on the opposing team's FC. But look at the positioning they have right here. Complete LOS for the flag carrier from the other team while still being an LOS of the healers. So nice, like a big L that they're able to play around. And the kite continues. Blueprint, what do you think we can see SR do here to mess up? Do you think, like, Waka Flocka has really any opportunity here? Is it just a matter of stacks, or?
Well, first of all, I really like this. This is really, really smart playing. I like the fact that they first went initially they went roof, and they sort of got us that vibe like we're going to turtle here. But they're actually utilizing their stacks until this very second, where we're now at 6 stacks, and there's the mobility is sort of lost. So now they're just going to have to sit through, and I don't see absolutely no chance that Waka are able to cap 2 caps within 4 minutes. I felt like before there was a shot if they managed to break their gauntlet, like EPH said, because eventually gauntlets they will break. But they managed to pull enough time and out of the clock here, and I really feel like Waka are going to really struggle. If they want to kill this EFC, it's going to be not just really well played positioning, and they kind of like hold their ground, be calm, be patient, and wait for the right place. And even though Dark Tree might go down here, it's not going to matter.
You're right. It could be a miracle play from Waka. It's
True
only
rushy.
7 stacks. He should be okay. However, he runs kind of through his healers a little bit, allowing them to get ratioed. However, a lot of ratios were blown at the start just to get the position here. Look at Dark Tree taking so much damage. Heals going on to him as much as he can, but again, he walks on top of his healers here. Holy, Waka Flocka just putting so much into him. Displacer coming out, but now he's definitely out of range of everything. Will he be able to be kept up here? 8 stacks now. I mean, it's not that exciting. It's just a lot of damage being tunneled into him, and they do last through it. Skill ratio able to hang on there. Gankeriks are being down so early on. You know, that's where the gear comes in handy. Those FCs with those grandfathered items really taking it to the next level there.
Yeah, and once again, this team understanding that, you know what, we've wiped them. We don't need to kind of make a push right now. We're up 2 caps, and no need to do something, extreme within the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds. This is a game of survival and not offense at the moment. Let's do this gauntlet. And as you can see, the entire team just kind of frontlining back into the tunnel and back up to that roof. No one on the opposing side kind of there to contest that in any way, obviously, seeing as they were just kind of wiped up. Gankeriks are so far back as well, so that rogue pressure not there to handle anything with these 10 stacks coming in. 2 minutes left. I don't think they're going to be able to. I don't know. I just really don't know if Waka Flocka is going to be able to do anything with these 2 minutes to get 2 caps.
Absolutely fantastic play by Skill Ratio. I gotta say, they just played this game so maturely, I want to say. They showed restraint, they showed intelligence, they knew exactly how they wanted to break the strategy of Waka Flocka, and once they broke it, it seemed like Waka Flocka just kind of fell apart. Part of their strength is kind of the independence of their defense and how it always works, and once it gets broken, they didn't really get to adapt to it quickly enough, and that's why Skill Ratio did seem to be able to come out on top there. Even still, there were a couple of good looks from Waka Flocka once Skill Ratio started to play really defensively, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough, and there wasn't enough time to get 2 caps, even if that did wind up being an FC kill. So just Skill Ratio keeping themselves in the winner's bracket, and Waka Flocka now has a little bit of a different road to victory if they are able to keep pushing. It's going to be through the loser's bracket, and there's a lot of very strong teams in the loser's bracket. We've got GSC, Ping, which is my team, and now we've got Waka Flocka. So it's going to be very, very close. I believe BTB did just lose to Harvest, which means they're going to be down there as well. I know the losers bracket is shaping up to be just as exciting as the winners bracket, and it's so cool because the Twink Up is just so damn close. You see this game going to Game 3, takes adaptation by teams, but, you know, Waka Flocka is not going to make this same mistake again. They have learned, they've had their strategy exposed by skill ratio. They needed to have it pulled out. And here we go with 15 stacks and 30 seconds left. It looks like skill ratio is going to be content. So just wait it out on roof. Dark Chewy's got his flag again. And everything's turning up skill ratio, it seems like.
Yeah, 23 seconds left. Asad coming out to Oi. Not going to be able to do much here. Like we said, the timing is just not on their side. And I think they kind of let those caps go, you know, very early in the game. And I think that's really what screwed them this time around. Again, you know, I feel like they didn't play their 200 comp that well this time around. You know, there was one point when Dark Chewy actually picked up the flag. Big Master was able to get onto him, but Mice was nowhere near enough to be able to disengage into his line of sight.